Hello guys, how do you do? Today, for my YouTube video, I'm going to use English language. That's why the task that I'm going to solve, it was written in English. It's located in Kaggle. Every data scientist must know what the Kaggle mean. Kaggle is like its platform where you can find datasets, competition parts, codes or discussions related to data science. And one interesting thing I have found is dataset about the Titanic. Everybody knows what Titanic is mean. Everybody, I think, watch the film about Titanic. Here it's dataset from I don't know who shared this kind of dataset. It's competition which you have to find looking to the data what person will live or die, or you have to predict did that person survived or not survived or dead. Here in Kaggle you can find this kind of competition. It's data set. Here if you look at the data set, it consists of 3 files: CSV file, train, test, and the submission. I will take only train. I have only downloaded it from my internal computer folder. I will work only this kind of file, okay? The main idea of this competition is we have to identify will the person survive or not. We have some variables here. We have survival. If it's 0, it means that that person died, or if 1, it means that person survived. We have ticket class here in dataset, in data. We can see the column P class. We have gender, age we have, siblings we have a number of parents or children aboard the Titanic. We have the ticket number. We have passenger fare, cabin number, and embarked here. Embarked means that what kind of level of cabin is here. Is Cherbourg, Queenstown, or Southampton, and so on. Okay, let me start. Firstly, I'll open the Jupyter. I will do my all work in Jupyter. Firstly, let me open the notebook. Okay, I have already downloaded the data, which is called train CSV file. I have only downloaded in my internal folder. Okay, firstly, I'm going to import the library that I have to need. Firstly, I think I need library NumPy for working with matrix. Maybe, of course, there will be pandas working with data frame. What else? We have to make visualization. That's why we have 3 options: matplotlib, seaborn, or plotly. I'm learning a library which is called Plotly. It's very interesting library which can be used for making visualization like Power BI. That's why I'm going to use Plotly. Import Plotly Express SPX. Maybe I will use matplotlib for creating figure. Matplotlib SPLT. Okay, maybe additional library warnings just filter warnings. I don't see any warnings. I will just ignore it. Warning, filter warnings. I will just ignore. Simple warning, I will just ignore it, okay? That's why I'm importing this kind of library. Okay, I think it's fine. Okay, matplotlib, matplotlib. I have forgotten importing OS to see what kind of file located in my given path. The path I will give, this path explains or indicates where my file is now located here. I have already downloaded, as I mentioned before, in a folder which is called where path is like this here. Okay, I think, okay, files, OS. I'm going to see what kind of files located in this path. Here, okay, everything is fine. Files here. Here you can see only one file. Okay, let me read it. This file. I'm going to use pandas. Okay, train PD. It's the format is CSV. That's why I have only have a path and I have files. It's 0. Files 0. Okay, let me see it. Okay, we have here dataset. Passenger ID we have the survived or not. 0 it means it's died or people didn't survive, or 1 it means that the person is survived. Class of cabin here, the name, the person who survived or who died, the gender here, we have the age, siblings, ticket number, freight, cabin, embark here, and so on. I have already explained what kind of columns this consists of. Okay, let me make some here grouping. I want to see how class affects of surviving level. Okay, let me see that, because we have 3 classes here, 1, 2, 3, and this class maybe have any affection, maybe have effects of surviving level. That's why let me group it. I will call it as temp equal train group by firstly there will be p class and then there will be survived. Okay, where I have to identify the quantity count. Maybe I will just see passenger. I will just count the passenger ID. Let's set index. Okay, let me see that. Temp. Here you can see how classes here, for example, for one class, the quantity of people who didn't survive is 80. who survived 136 and so on. Let me plot it using Plotly library. Here I have already called as px histogram. Okay, histogram temp. For x there will be p class. In the y there will be, maybe instead of using histogram we can use, for example, bar plot. Let me see how we can use bar plot. Plotly. Bar chart. It's called as bar chart. Yes. Okay, bar chart. Let me see that how we can. Yes, I see. Bar. Px bar we can use. Yes. Okay, I see. Px bar. Maybe I use px bar, okay, instead of histogram. Temp. It will be survived. Let me make color as okay, survived. Oh no, it survived. I will show just. Survived. No. For why it will be class. Survived. No, maybe I should use histogram. Okay. Histogram. Why? Passenger ID. Because I need only one quantity. This should be right. Why? Here. Can you see that? It's the first class here. It's second class, third class. Yellow is the people who survived. This color indicates that the people didn't survive here. Can you see that? If we can see that looking to the graph, we can identify that from P class, where class is 3, the quantity of the people who dead is larger related to others here. Can you see that? The quantity of people who survived for one class is larger according related to other classes here. Okay, it's inside here. Okay. Okay, let me see how embarked class affected to the level of surviving. Okay, it will be the same, but instead of here it will be where is embarked here? What here I found embarked survived. Okay, let me see that. If we're making visualization here of okay, we don't have X class like this here. Can you see that For embarked, we have 3 levels: S, Q, C. For level of S, you can see the number of people who died is larger related to others, but the number of who survived in embarked S larger related to others. Okay, it gives another insights. Okay, let's see how the gender affected the level of surviving here. Okay, maybe the quantity of men is larger relates to female, or maybe an opposite. I will use here sex, and I will make some visualization here using more. Okay, just can you see that the quantity of the female who survived is larger than the male? Yes, we know from history that or from film, which is called Titanic, which plays the DiCaprio. Yes, everybody knows that the number of female who survived larger. Okay, I think this insight is enough. We got some insights from our data, this data. Okay, let me see that. Do we have any non-values? Because everybody knows that non-values for machine learning, it's a big problem. That's why there are a lot of solutions for non-values. We can substitute here data, for example, mean, median, or we can just remove the non-values. Firstly, let me see, do we have non-values for each column? For checking, we'll just use null function. I will just sum here. For passenger ID we don't have, for survived we don't have, for PS class we don't have, for name, sex, everybody's okay. Okay, ticket, cabin. Okay, cabin. I think cabin we can just remove because of, I don't know, maybe it doesn't affect embarked affected of level of surviving. That's why we have 2 non-values here. Instead of removing, I will just substitute, okay? Maybe the quantity of embarked class, maybe I will just put them. Okay, everything okay. For age, we have only 177 non-values. Okay. Okay, let me identify the index value of embarked, okay, which only shows, okay, train. I have column name which is called embarked. Where is null value? Okay. Yes, we have 2 values here. Can you see that? For age, it's all 2 of them. It's female. We don't have embarked here. I will take just index. have two indexes here. I will just say change, okay? Firstly, let me see which embarked value has, okay? Train embarked. I will just count the values. Okay, we have S, we have C, we have Q, but the top level of embarked is S. I will just put S, okay, for two these indexes. I can do like this. Train. Okay. I think it's like this. Index I have 61. Embarked. Column name is embarked. I will just put the S. And for index, this one, it will be S2 here. I think everything is fine. Let me check. Okay. Yes, here. Yes, we have changed. There is no null value. Okay, I will just remove because cabin column because I don't need this cabin. And maybe for age, maybe I will just remove. For age, maybe I will substitute, not removing, because of this kind of data is very important. If I remove, maybe I remove some insights. Maybe that's why instead of removing these null values, I will just substitute, okay? For this one, I'm just using function fill now, age, fill none values, train. I will just get mode, and that's the first value, okay? Mode, and I will take just first value, and in place true. Okay, let me check. Everything is filled. Yes, everything is filled. Age is filled. Embarked is filled. Okay, everything is okay. Let me see that. Everything is fine. For my machine learning model, I'm just use for input value P class, sex, gender, age, siblings, pH, fare I will use, ticket I will just remove because I don't need, and embarked, okay? Because I don't think that the number of ticket affected to the level of survive. That's why I will just remove. For x value, I will just take P class. Passenger ID I don't need because of there is no any affection of survived level. It's just giving the unique value. That's why I don't need the passenger ID column. PS class. What else? Sex, age. This for them. Okay. 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 I think everything is fine, and I will put fair and embarked here. think it's fine. For y value, it will be just survived, okay? Train survived. For x value, it's for input value, y it's my output value. Okay. I think everything is fine, but we have here two problems. It's for gender and for embarked. How do you think, what kind of problem we have? Machine learning model doesn't like any word or text value. Machine learning model likes only vector value or number, integer, float, but they don't like any text value or categorical. Text gender is column, it's suitable for category level, embarked is 2. That's why we have a lot of options to solving here. We have first method, it's label encoder. Second method is one hot encoder. Third method, we can just create. We can create just function. I will choose third method because creating function is easier. Okay, def gender change. It takes data. If x equal to male, return 1. Yes, 1. Else return 0. Okay. And we have to create for embark change it takes x. Okay, if x equal to if it's s, return it will be 0. And if x equal to c, okay, it will be 1, else it will be 2. I think everything is fine. I will just apply here. X new gender, not new gender, maybe it will be label. Okay, label gender will be x sex. Apply. I will use lambda function, lambda x. I will just get gender. I will put here x. It will be same for embark change. It will be label embark. I will call it embarked here. I will put embark change. Okay, everything is fine, I think. Can you see that? If male, it will look as 1. If female, it's 0. For embarked, if S, it will be 0. If C is 1, others it will be 2 for Q. In these columns, I don't need the column which is called sex and which called embarked. I don't need because I have already labeled. That's why I will just drop, okay, to these columns. Okay, it's drop. I have 2 values, that's why I have to make as a list. And bracket is located as x axis 1. In place it will be true. Okay, let me check it. Yes, everything is fine. I think my data is ready for creating machine learning model. How do you think? In machine learning, we have two kind of types. It's supervised and unsupervised, and everybody knows it's suitable. This database or this data is suitable for category as a supervised. And supervised can be divided into three or into two main ways. Yes, regression or classification. And how do you think? What kind of type this database is suitable? Yes, it's for classification. 0, not survived. 1, it's survived. It's just classification. That's why we have a lot of options for creating models which is suitable for classification. If you Google it, classification, scikit-learn. There are a lot of it's supervised learning. Here, can you see that? Or support vector machine. We can use support vector machine. Stochastic gradient descent. Decision tree. Random forest. And there are a lot of types. Okay, let me see only classification, okay? In this case, I'm going to use methods like decision tree classifier. I will use random forest classifier and the support vector machine. And I will compare, and maybe I will use naive Bayes classification too. And maybe I will, after that, I will just compare the results, okay? For evaluation of my model I'm going to use accuracy. Okay, let me start. First, when we are working with a model, we have to divide our trained data for test and for trained data by splitting. By default, for train, we're just leaving 75%, and for checking, we're going to use left 25%. That's why before applying our data to the model, we have to split our data. That's why we have one library which is called test train split library that we can use here. It's scikit-learn library from sklearn model selection. Maybe I don't remember exactly model selection. Import train test split. Okay, we have split it, and maybe we have one library which we can use. It's called standard Scalar. Generally, machine learning model doesn't like numbers which their range is very big. I mean, the step between the range of numbers is very big. That's why generally before applying our data we're making scaling or max min scaling or standard scalization and so on. This time I'm going to use standard scalar, okay? From sklearn processing import standard scalar. Okay. Firstly, I have, as I mentioned before, I will use decision tree classifier. Import decision tree classifier classifier. Okay, the second library, it will be random forest classifier from sklearn. It's located in ensemble. Import random forest classifier, and maybe I will use support with the machine, yes, from sklearn import support vector machine SVM. I think everything is fine. Okay. Firstly, I have to split my data for train and the test. I will use this library, train test split. I will give X and Y. I think I will like this. Y. And the test size, it will be 20%. Okay. 80% I'm leaving for training data. Random state 42. Okay, what kind of problem? Okay, the size. I will just use this one. Random. What? It's for X train here. X test. Okay, I split it. Then, okay, let me create the classifier. Okay, classifier 1 I will call for decision tree. Okay, decision tree classifier I will create in the object. Classifier random state. Random state will be as 0. Okay, classifier 2, it will be. Let me fit it. Okay, let me fit my data with X train and Y train. I fit it. Okay, I will predict, okay? Predict from 1 classifier, predict my X test, okay? I have forgot one library which is called metrics to evaluate, to see what kind of which percent for test showing my model. From sklearn import metrics, okay. Print decision tree, it will be metrics. From metrics, as I mentioned before, I will say only accuracy score for my Y test and predicted Y predicted. Okay. Let me see that. Well, for the decision it shows 76%. It's fine, yes? I think it's okay. Okay, let me see others, okay? It will be like this, but instead of decision tree, there will be random forest. It will be my second model. It will not be decision tree, it will be random forest classifier. Random forest classifier. Max depth. Maybe it will be 10. Random state. It will be 0, okay? Okay, I will just fit and then predict. Let me see. Here. Not only 2, random forest with random forest. Can you see that? Random forest. For decision tree, the accuracy is 76%. For random forest, it's 84%. I think random forest is winning here, yes? Okay. The second model, it's support vector machine. It will be our model called classifier 3. SVM. From SVM, I will support vector machine. SVC. Okay, then I will just fit. It will be 3. It's support vector machine, okay? Okay, for support vector machine is too low related to others. The winner here is random forest. I think it's okay. But it's before applying standard scalar, am I right? Okay, now I'm going to apply standard scalar and to see how my accuracy is changing, okay? Firstly, I will just scan standard scalar xtrain, y test, here xtrain, here I will just transform, here is transform, here. Okay, now see how it changed. Okay, can you see that? Decision tree increased for 0.01%. Before applying standard scalar, it was 76%, and then it is increased for 77%. Random forest, random forest, random forest doesn't change here. Can you see? It means that when applying random forest classifier, the standard scalar or max mean scalar doesn't affect of increasing of any accuracy. That's why when you're using random forest classifier, you don't need any scalar, okay? Because it doesn't change nothing. For support vector machine, it's increased here. Can you see that? From 65% increase to 82%. I think it's good, yes? But after applying standard scalar, the winner algorithm is living as a random forest classifier. Okay. Okay, friends, I have finished. If you have any question, you can just comment. If you like my YouTube video, just liked it. If the quantity of comments and the liked increasing, maybe next time I will show another machine learning model or parsing or Telegram bot. Maybe I will show how I solved problems related to Telegram bot, related to machine learning, or related to parsing. Okay? Thank you. Goodbye.